There will be one construction I'm going to have you do. And guys, I'm going to tell you what it is. It's either going to be one of two things I've shown you. All right, be prepared for both. Okay, that's how I know you're serious about doing well, is you're just going to prepare for both, and whatever I give you should be pretty easy. One of them could be, I'm going to give you, of course, I'm going to give you a line segment and ask you to copy it. I could do that. All right, give you a line segment, ask you to copy it. Or I could give you a line segment and say, find the midpoint of it. Either one. I'm going to give you either one. It's going to be one or the other. Nothing else. I'm not going to add, subtract like you had to do on the assignment. It will all be copy a line segment, or where to go? There we go. It's either going to be copy a line segment or find the midpoint. Any questions about that? So you guys can go back. You can watch videos to review how to do either one of those. Make sure you know what a point, line, plane looks like and how to label them. All right. Your answers tomorrow are going to have to look like this. If you just write RS without the line above, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you want to talk about points, I need to see the word points written down with commas between the points you're listing for your answers. All right. Remember a plane. I need to see PLANE and then however you're going to name it. Okay. However you're going to name it. Collinear. I am not going to quiz you on the vocab, right? It's not going to be like write the definition of collinear, but it's going to be, hey, name 3 collinear points on this diagram. And we're only doing it if we know what collinear means, right? Same thing, coplanar. Give me, on this diagram, give me 2 lines that are coplanar. Can't do that unless I know what coplanar means. I'm going to ask you guys to draw a diagram given facts. Draw a diagram given facts. Real quick reminder. Here's my plane. This pencil is on the plane. On the plane, infinite many points. This one is
1 point.
Going through at 1 point. Only intersects at 1 point, and this is going through. If I were to have you to draw this tomorrow, you have to put dashes somewhere on your line that shows that it's going through, versus a whole solid line, which is on it. So that's what I'm going to ask you to do tomorrow. Draw, given some facts. What do I mean by algebra with segments tomorrow? We've done a ton of this. We've done a ton. No distance yet. Here's what I mean. You guys will draw your own segment. All right, say it's A, B, and I have C somewhere on it. And I give you this. Oh, you labeled that as 2x plus 1. You labeled that as 5x minus 7. And this whole thing is 44 units. Set that up in the equation to solve for x.
Did you do that in your head?
I just made it up. I don't even know if it works. Okay, that's what I need tomorrow. Solve for x and then maybe plug it back in to find the length of one of them. All right, so that's what I mean with algebra with segments. We okay there? All right. Nobody's asking anything, so I hope so. And then am I going to give you those 2 formulas? No, you're responsible for them. Okay, I'm not going to give you midpoint or distance tomorrow, so make sure you come in knowing which one's which one do I add, which one do I subtract. All righty? And I know this is going to be a shocker, but I really don't have any sympathy for you if you get those wrong. Because I'm telling you, you got to know them. And there's only 2 of them. It's not like a list of 20 formulas you got to know tomorrow. Only 2 of them. Okay? Anything before, because I'm not going to spend the rest of the day reviewing it all. We're going to move on to a new topic.
Can I try to figure that out?
What would you, instead of solving for x, what would you set up? What would you set up to solve? What would be your equation?
It would be 2x plus 1 equals 5x
No,
minus
y equals.
Oh, plus.
Never said it was the midpoint, right?
Right.
So plus, go ahead,
Plus 5x minus 7
equals,
equals 44.
and then you solve for x, and then maybe plug it in if you need to. Yep.
How are we supposed to review if there's no like review sheet?
What's that?
There's no review sheet posted.
No, I know, not for quizzes. Quizzes, you just look back at your old stuff. Tests, I have review questions for. But for quizzes, there's not usually anything to review from. So you got to look back at your old homework notes, your old homework assignments.
Just like look back through the notes packet.
It also like has a group of like
Yes. But
Okay. Yeah, there's no quiz. We don't review for quizzes. Here's the review right here, Jude, is the topics. You know, I could just say, honestly, it's days 1 through 5. Good luck. And you guys look through days 1 through 5 on your own, but I'm telling you the exact, like on here, I say days 1 through 5, but what we did on day 1 is not even on here. Nets. I didn't put nets on the quiz, so don't worry about you looking at them until the test. Okay, so there's no nets on the quiz. So really, it's a day 2 through 4 quiz. Okay? Anything else here before I shut the quiz down until you see it tomorrow? And you guys have the entire, just so you know, you have the entire period. You're going to spread out, find your own nice, cozy space, spread out. You have the whole period to work on your quiz. Ask me questions if needed.
Wait, quizzes today?
No, I'm just saying when you come in tomorrow, I'm not teaching.
So we're not moving today.
I don't do anything extra on quiz day. You take the quiz, and that's it. We'll come back tomorrow. Anything else? And I'll be here if anybody wants to stop in after school. I'll be here too to answer any questions. All right, I need your packets out. You can close your Chromebooks up for me. Close your Chromebooks. Let's open up your packets. We got something new to do here today. We'll see how far we get today in today's notes. There is no assignment tonight. Your assignment is to prepare for the quiz. Okay? Prepare for the quiz for me. Alrighty. Here we go. And maybe I'll go back to my good old numbers too. Everybody's here. Tomorrow's quiz, lines, planes, segments. Now we're going to start talking about angles. All right, that's the second half of this unit is talking about angles. I got fired up the first day I told you about a line. I got real fired up and I said, darn it, what do you have to have on the ends? Arrows, right? That makes a line. And I said, you know what? If you take both arrows off, you have something new. And then you actually know what that's called now, which is a what? Line segment. Awesome. All right, well, what if I leave one arrow on and take one off? Here it is, a ray. Okay, that's called a ray when I have one arrow on and one arrow off. So if you guys want to, there we go. And this is an end point right here. So let's label this A, B, C. Remember when I had you guys do a line, you did line and then you put any other points underneath it, right? When I did line segment, you put the endpoints underneath. Okay, array, got to be careful how you name it. So it's still a little ray, still doing that. You can't put any letter you want underneath. It's got to start with the endpoint. I need to start this name of this ray with A, and then you can name it with any other point. Okay, so I could name this ray AB, or we could name it what? A, C. But hey, you gotta name it. You gotta start it with its endpoint. Got it, guys. Gotta start.
So you couldn't do BA?
No. BA, that's a line segment. Okay, that's a line segment. Okay, and you can't do BC because that's another ray.
Could you do like ABC or ACB, like 3 letters?
As long as it starts with A, June, I'm fine. Yep. However many letters you have afterwards is fine with me, but got to start with the endpoint. All right. Next, I put 2 rays right next to each other. Opposite rays. All right. Opposite rays. So take a look here, going this way and going this way.
It's a line.
Midpoint. Lines can have midpoints.
Oh.
Watch your mouth, young buck.
Wait, do they have to be? Like, could one be going this way and one like?
No, they have to be collinear on the same line, right?
Well, no.
Lines can't have. I'm not doing this philosophical thing with you.
Of course.
There's only two opposite rays in my diagram. Ray AB, and going the other way, ray AC are opposite. Because they share the same point, A. Right? Could I say, hey, is BC a ray? Yep, but there's nothing opposite it. What's up, Jude?
Could you put the arrow on the other side for the representation, just facing left?
Well, if you do that, that means C is your endpoint now. Right? If you write it like you're saying like this,
Yeah.
well, if you do that, that tells me that C is your endpoint when you write it like that, right? Good, great question. All right, so we're good with the ray. All right, now here's the fun part now. I put two rays together, and maybe not opposite. We got an angle. Okay, we got an angle. So everyone go ahead. Two rays that meet at the same point. Two rays that meet at the same point. You guys have seen these. And you know what, guys? I'm already tired of saying two rays that meet at the same point. Anybody know a name for that point that they meet at? It's got a special name for the angle.
Corner.
Corner. That's good. Good guess. Begins with a V.
Vortex.
Vertex. Thank you. Yes, the vertex. So that's where the two rays meet. Label that vertex B for me. Let's put an H up here. And let's put a G down here. Didn't want to use ABC.
Put a B.
A G. Or a B at the vertex. An H on one ray and a G on the other.
What B is that vertex?
B is the
No.
vertex.
B. B is in bumblebee.
So why is B at the vertex and not B?
Doesn't have it's just a name for it. It doesn't have
Yeah.
to start with a letter that's
It's
the
just a number. Not a number, letter. B, my favorite number.
Okay. Moving on. Three ways you can name it. Okay, there's three ways you can name this angle. There's one way in particular I'd like you guys to gravitate to, but you have three options. One option is, as you can see, name it by its vertex. So this could be angle B. You can name this angle B. Symbol for angle is,
angle.
and I don't know how else to put it, but
Does it have to be like a right one? Or?
no, looking like your less than symbol there. And sometimes I get a little crazy or fancy, and you can do so as well. I put a little arc through it, but both are the same. All right, whatever floats your boat, find your lost remote. All right, angle B. This next one is very rare, but sometimes you'll see a number inside it, and you can name it that way. So angle 2. That's rare that we see that, but you could do it that way. Here's the way I'd like you to gravitate to.
Is that a 2?
That's a 2, yep. Angle 2. Here's the way I'd like you to gravitate to. Name it with 3 letters, vertex in between is in the middle. That's what I'd like you to gravitate to. So angle HB, notice my vertex is in the middle, G.
All capitals.
Most of the time they are, yeah.
Except for which one of it was not capital? Do we have like a?
It was a plane, right?
It was
With a corner being.
Oh, you're talking the lines. If you
line.
had the low, yeah, you're thinking about
Oh,
the
by
lines.
the
Yeah.
arrows.
GBH.
It could be. I was about to write that. Yes, sir. Angle GBH. Why would I prefer you guys gravitate to this one versus the other two? Here's why. I get it. It's very easy, quick to name it by its vertex. Don't do this on your diagram. Watch mine now. I'm going to put this ray in now as well and just call that K. If you said, hey, Mr. Carlino, what about angle B? You know what I'm going to respond with?
Which one?
Which one? There's 3 angles up there that have B as the vertex, and I don't know what you're talking about. That's why I like you to do 3 letters. always. All right, because if you just name it with one, I don't know which one you're talking about. Make sense? Good.
Wait, so for the
Good.
so
So it depends. You want to, if you, okay, let's say if you wanted to talk about that angle, Jude, I wouldn't say angle B because you could be talking about another one. I'd go HBK. If you want this bottom one, I'd go KBG. Okay, make sense?
Oh, KBG.
Good? All right, I'm going to go quicker now through this next one here because I think you guys are familiar with 4 types of angles. Maybe, maybe not. I could be wrong. Right angle measures exactly
90 degrees.
90 degrees. There we go. Measures 90 degrees, exactly 90 degrees.
Your turn. You don't have to.
180?
Oh, not there yet. Not here yet. I want to do a little diagram for your right angle.
Think outside the box. Be creative.
Never answer because it looks like it. What would need to be added to my diagram here to show you that that is actually a right angle? Because I never want to say it looks like it. I'll blow a gasket. Mary, what's got to be on there?
Square.
A square, the box. There's nothing fancy about that name. Got to have that there to show me that's 90. Never say because it looks like it. All right, go ahead, Colin. Straight angle measures 180, and we haven't been calling it a straight angle since day 2. What we've been calling it? A line. Yeah, a line is a straight angle. Yep. Measures exactly 180. And yep, that is a line. Another name for a line. You guys heard of an acute angle before?
Dude, you're in a cute angle.
Oh my god, stop.
45 degrees.
Yeah, that took a turn I didn't need, but okay, I'll let it
45
go.
degrees.
You're in a cute
That's a
right
type,
angle.
Colin, 45 degrees is a type of acute angle, yes.
Measures any
Oh,
less than 90
it's less.
degrees.
Anything less than 90 degrees, yep. And I'm even gonna, because when you guys go to Math 3 next year, you'll have negative angle measures. All right, we won't worry about it till then. But, so I'm gonna put measures between 0 and 90.
You're also in a cute angle. Thank you. I feel so appreciated.
I don't have a picture for that. How about obtuse?
I thought this was bad.
I'm gonna call that
Never heard of obtuse
I heard.
angle?
one. Yep, more than 90.
More than 90, but less than 180. Okay, because you can have an angle bigger than 180. Talk about it next year. So I'm going to say measures between 90 and 180.
Here we go.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
It moves.
Before I go to the next piece, I want to do a quick review with you. Okay, quick review. Go ahead and copy that down. Okay, quick review here.
I wasn't done.
Okay, I'm going to go back.
Thank you.
I'm going to tell you those line segments are congruent. What's it mean to you? If those line segments are congruent, what does the word congruent mean to you? They have the same.
Double line.
They have they have the same length, right? Congruent means they have the same length. And what would I put on the diagram to show you they have the same length?
Oh,
Those are the hash marks, correct. So everyone remember that for segments. Congruent, they have the same length. Okay, go ahead, Miriam. Here.
Oh, no.
You good? All right. So now what we're going to talk about, when are angles congruent? If they have the same measure, same degree measure. So what I want you to do right now, can everyone just freehand sketch angle ABC for me? Just draw me an angle, name it ABC.
that's good.
And right next to it, separate from it, draw me an angle that looks congruent to it, XYZ. So both of them should look like they have the same measure. Write that they're congruent, right? Write that they're congruent. Not like a sentence, but in mathematical notation. So ready? Angle. You guys know the angle symbol I showed you today? ABC. Ooh, dig deep. Congruent. Tilde. Thank you. Look at you guys talking math with me and not squiggly.
That's cool.
Tilde.
Congruent to
Yeah. like
Angle.
Tilda.
Yeah.
It isn't. Damn. What?
Okay, so make sure we can write it mathematically. And then the final thing I need to tell you is, well, what if I didn't tell you they were congruent? What markings can I put on the die? And no hash marks anymore. That's for segments. Hash marks are for segments. What's up?
You could write that they were congruent.
I could give you that, but what if I don't? Well, I want you, Miriam, to look at a diagram and say, darn it, those are congruent without anybody telling me.
They look the same.
And you're going to have special markings on them.
Circle.
Close. You're going to see these arc marks inside the angles.
That's what I meant, like circle.
There you go. Arc marks.
Or just call me odd mark here.
I said, can we call them aardvarks?
So going forward, if you see arc marks inside two angles, those have the same measure. They're congruent. All right, we ready to try this? Anybody give me what do I want you to do here? What's that? What do those directions mean we're going to pick up and I need to use?
We can use
Yep.
this.
Okay, everyone, let's please try not to play around with it while I show you the steps. It's not this isn't a tough construction. Just make sure everyone's ready to go. Jude, let me know when you're ready.
You can start.
No, I don't know. I do not want to start. I don't want you to miss any steps. They're important.
Okay.
Okay, we are going to make an angle. That's the same measure as angle A, but we're going to do it on B. So everyone pick up your straight edge first. We need somewhere to do this construction on, right? Because we're not going to do it on this one. We need somewhere to do our arc mark. So line up point B and make a nice long ray for me. Okay, make a nice long ray coming from B. There's one ray of your angle. Now we got to figure out where the heck the other one is so it's got the same measure as A. Everyone go back over to angle A. Put your compass point on the vertex. Put your compass point on the vertex. I don't care what your opening is, but I do need you to, here you go, using your compass again, make an arc. You're going to make an arc that intersects both of your rays. Okay? So make an arc. Ready? Intersects both of the rays. And then keep your compass opening the same. Don't open or close it afterwards. Leave it. Let it be. Let it be. Come on over to the ray. Come on over to point B. And make an arc that intersects your ray. So that's all I have so far. Take a quick pencil or pen. Can you go back to angle A and put points on where they intersected the ray, your arc intersected the ray, because that's going to come into play in this next step. So all I'm doing is wherever it intersected the ray, I'm putting points. Done.
What are they called?
What's that? Intersection points?
Oh, like,
But you need them for the next step.
you know what letter they are?
What's that?
You know what letter they are?
I don't need a letter. Not needed. You can put one if you're, but they're not needed. All right, take your compass. Go back, open up your compass to those 2 points of intersection. These are the final 2 steps here. Open up your compass to those 2 points of intersection. No arcs needed. You're just measuring the opening. Everyone got that opening in your compass right now?
Yes.
Come back over. Now watch. Whoa. I know some of you think you know what I'm going to do. I am not going to go to the endpoint B. I'm going to go to where that arc intersected. And here's your job, and hopefully you're successful. You want to make an arc that intersects that first one. For some of you, it may not. They may not meet. That just means you got to go back and make your first one a little longer.
Oh, I got that.
Okay? If that ever happens during the course of the year, if you're trying to get 2 arcs to meet and they don't, try to make one a little longer. And if you're at this step, you are ready to draw in the final ray for your angle. Grab your straight edge. Yep, you guys got it. Line it up with point B and that point of intersection. And finally,
Add those.
thank you, yes, show me they're congruent. Add in your arc marks. It's always nice and easy when we do it step by step together and I hold your hand to do it. Now let's see if you can do it on your own and I'll walk around and help. All right, whoa, hold on though. I don't have a, you're gonna have to draw your own angle to copy. So find some white space on the page you currently are on. Okay, find some white space on the page you're currently on. Just draw, sketch an angle. Right angle, acute, obtuse, doesn't matter. Sketch an angle. And then somewhere near it, put a point that you are going to copy that angle onto. All right, I'll come around. If you need help, let me know. So make sure you draw your ray first, right? See those angles being constructed. It's okay to ask for help. Put your compass point out, see there, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it arc that goes all the way through. What? Doesn't matter. You just need that arc that goes through both of them.
Because they will always be the same, because infinite is. Oh, I thought you were talking about the ray.
There you go. Yeah, just make an arc that goes through both those rays. Make sure that last step, you do not put your compass point on the end point. You put it on where the arc intersected. Okay, now you gotta make that arc over here now. Right, that goes through your ray. Now measure the opening for your points of intersection. Yeah. Anybody? How are we doing? All right? Not too bad.
So much fun right now. It's lucky actually this fun. It's very satisfying.
Two quick draw circles.
Yes, I love circles.
I love circles.
Gotta be within the top 5 shapes.
Me personally, trapezoid, number one.
Triangles are the strongest shape.
Squares are the best shape.
Circles are the best shape because it's so hard to draw puff of spawn.
We're all good here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, triangles undefeated. Sharp edges.
All right, our last topic here. Go ahead, flip it over. Flip it over for me. I need you to draw an angle for me before we start. See where it says given? AX, don't worry about the word there, bisects, but it says AX bisects BAC. Can you guys just draw angle BAX or BAC in that space there for me? All right, just draw angle BAC.
Does it matter how long it is?
It doesn't matter. Just it's got to be named BAC.
Do where the Where do you know where to put the letters?
Well, B and C don't matter, but A has to, because I named it BAC. You know, A has to be the vertex. I could easily
Because A's in the middle.
correct.
Okay.
I could easily switch B and C up there and be the same angle. Good question. All right, guys, I got a review question for you. Midpoint. Midpoint. A midpoint of a segment does what? If I give you a segment and say, hey guys, that's the midpoint, what's happening? Cuts it into,
Two different, congruent.
there's the key, cuts it into two congruent segments, right? All right, well, I don't have a midpoint for an angle. Instead, I'm going to use this vocabulary term, bisector of an angle.
Subset twice.
Cuts it into two congruent angles. It's a ray that cuts it into two congruent angles. So everyone just made BAC for me, right? Now I want to make ray AX inside it. So it's got to start at A, right? And it's a ray. So everyone start at A and make a ray that looks like it's cutting BAC into two congruent angles. This is called bisecting it, cutting it into two congruent angles. I'm missing something on mine. Anybody see what I'm missing? Point X, thank you. Great, yes. Tell me what angles are congruent up here now so I can write it down where it says conclude. Okay, I now know that this is a bisector. Cuts it into two congruent angles. Go ahead, Karen, what do you have? Angle
BAX.
Great job naming that one. So everybody, angle BAX is congruent to, you want to keep going?
Angle XAC.
Perfect. And what can we put on those angles now?
Little circles.
Okay, now watch how I do this one, right? Watch how I do this one, because I feel like if we do this, don't do this. If I feel like we do this, it's kind of looking like it's at the whole angle. So I like to offset them a little bit, just so you can clearly tell what angles are congruent. Okay, so try to offset them. Yes, great job. Great job.
You don't even look at us. You're saying great job to yourself. It looks like you're.
No, I was talking to you.
You're looking at your work.
No, I'm not a narcissist. Sorry, not a narcissist with an ego problem. Sorry. Nope, I'm good. Everyone all right?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to end class with a couple algebra problems here.
Yay!
All right.
Yay!
Here's where this year, even when you go to when Miss Ryan gets back, you have to get in the habit of, ready? Number one, looking at a diagram. Does anybody see any markings I put on there? No, there's no arc marks, there's no hash marks, right? There's nothing. So I don't see anything. The second thing, and this is probably the toughest part because our brains are just used to just read the problem, fill it in. Look at the directions. Because there's something important in my directions here that we need to do and take care of before I start the problem. Not that K, J, and KL are opposite, but everyone see ray KN? It bisects angle LKN. So let's get in the habit of, I read it, I know what bisects means. Can you mark it on your diagram? Can you mark something on your diagram now? Angle LKN is getting bisected, which we know means it's getting cut into two congruent angles. Can you guys put markings on my diagram for me now without even starting the problem yet?
Isn't NKJ also being cut?
No, it just says LKN.
Because it's not drawn to scale.
It just says LKN. All right, so can somebody tell me what two angles are congruent now, just based on those directions? Jude, your turn. Go ahead.
Angle MKN.
Okay, can you stop right there for me? Great job, because when you said that, I'm going to put a little arc mark there. Congruent to? Great job naming them. So those are the only two angles. So get used to that. I read a direction, I mark the diagram. I read the directions, I mark the diagram. Now we can start the problem. All right, here we go. First thing I probably need to discuss, because you guys might go nuts here, this lowercase m. Have you ever seen, probably not, you probably haven't seen that. That just means the measure of the angle, okay? So everyone at LKM, find your angle. That's going to be 7x minus 5, that angle. LKM. Ooh, that's the big one, isn't it? Woo! You can label it however you want. This is how I'm going to label it. From here to there is 7x minus 5. No, those aren't arc marks. It's just, hey, this whole angle we're going to write as 7x minus 5. You don't have to do that. Do it the way you want to do it. And keep reading. NKM, 3x plus 9. Everyone see that angle? NKM? NKM, so we can stick a 3x plus 9 in there.
Would it be?
Find the measure of LKM. So how many degrees are in LKM? And I'm not, the answer is not 7x minus 5. How many degrees are in LKM? Ooh, all right.
Well, can you just
So just like we did with the segments, we need to come up with an equation so you guys can solve for x, right? Well, can I ask a couple questions and then I'll get back to you, Colin? Can I just set 7x minus 5 equal to 3x plus 9? No, those angles aren't congruent. That doesn't make sense. Oh, what am I going to do with it? What markings did you guys put? Congruent marks, right? So where you guys put 3x plus 9, what can I put on the other congruent mark there right next to it? 3x plus 9. Oh, you're just showing off back there.
What?
By doing your 2 times business. You're just showing
Come
off.
on, Jude.
I like.
You're showing
I don't
off.
like adding things.
What's my equation then, in all seriousness?
3x plus 9 plus 3x plus 9 equals 7x minus 5.
Let's solve it, Cameron. There you go. Or 2 times, right? I just want to bow down back there. You know,
I like
I'm not
writing it
worthy.
out better, but I can add it better. Like solve better for me.
Solve for x. Colin, are you doing your wacky algebra solving back there? And you're going to give me like negative 850.
Yeah.
Getting a nice whole number for x.
I don't know.
Use those calcs, right?
Oh, yeah.
What's this one? 23 or 13?
23.
23?
13. Oh, no.
You got 13?
I might have just done it backwards.
6x plus 18, right? On one side.
Yeah, equals 7x
Minus 5.
5. And then I did.
Move the
My-
6 up,
And
6x
then I moved
over.
the 6 over.
I
and moved the
forgot
negative
to do
18, and I just never mind.
All right, you're good. We found our mistake. That's what I care about. So 13. Jude,
23.
23. Sorry, I just gave away everything.
Oh, it's 13. Oh my gosh.
23. Jude, 23. X equals 23.
No.
Are you still doing it? No? You didn't get x equal to 23?
What'd you
Okay,
get?
so you got, what'd you get on the left side? 6x plus 18?
I got 6x plus 23 equals 7x.
9 plus 9 is 23.
Okay, Yep, okay, I got you. So you move the 5 over. Now you got to move the 6x over, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So that would be 23 equals.
What?
Yep, so you got 23.
How do
Oh,
I-
okay.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yep.
Whoa. That doesn't make you a winner.
Wasn't asking for it.
That wasn't asking for x. I got to plug it back in to find angle LKM.
MLK. Whoa. That's later. That's later in the season.
Saying we're doing more
Luther King
What is
Martin.
7 times 23? Don't know that one.
Oh boy, yeah, this is the big angle. It's a big one.
It's 161. I'm just
I
gonna
don't
make sure
think
it
so.
says
I wanna
7
check that again.
times 23
Minus 5.
minus 5. Yeah, I was saying 7 times 23 is 161.
Angle comes out to 156 degrees. Okay, and we will end it right there today and pick up on example 2 on Thursday. All right, we'll pick it up on Thursday. Your job tonight, get ready for the quiz. Okay, we'll finish these notes on Thursday and you guys get ready for the quiz tomorrow.